Welcome back. I'm Yancey Cook, and here's what's cooking in the sports kitchen. The Gator baseball team just wrapped things up with the South Carolina Gamecocks in a winner-go-home game today up at the Met in Hoover, Alabama. The Gamecocks jumped out to an early 2-0 lead over the top-seeded Gators thanks to this Kyle Martin home run in the top of the third. The Gators came out in the bottom half of the third, however, and put up a 3 spot with 2 outs in the inning to take a 3-2 lead. The Gators put up 2 more in the bottom of the fourth, including this RBI single from Casey Turgeon to add to the cushion, and went on to win the game 7-2. Tomorrow evening, the Gators will play the loser of tonight's game between Kentucky and Mississippi State. Other SEC tournament action today included the early game of Vanderbilt taking on Ole Miss. This is the third day in a row the Commodores have had to be ready to play by 9:30 local time, and the fatigue finally caught up to them as they lost to the 2-seeded Rebels 7-2. The Rebels, much like the Gators, came into the tournament as a high seed and lost yesterday to Arkansas, but came back with a nice win today to stay alive. They now await the loser of the LSU-Arkansas game, which is actually in action right now. Currently, it's tied at 1-1. LSU actually hit a bomb in the top of the second to tie it up, so that game will end later, and as I mentioned, Ole Miss will play the loser of that game. Some early Major League Baseball action today, including the Marlins and the Rays, both in action. The Rangers and Tigers have already wrapped up today as the Tigers continue their losing streak, now up to 4 games after today's 9-2 blowout. The Blue Jays and Red Sox are in action right now, and the Blue Jays jumped all over John Lester, tagging him for 7 runs in 2 innings. The Giants and the Rockies are currently, the Giants are up 2-1 actually, and the Marlins walked it off today against the Phillies with a Christian Yelich bottom of the 9th RBI single after the Marlins blew a 3-0 lead in the 8th. The Rays are taking on the A's, and they're actually up 1-0. Great pitching matchup between Alex Cobb and Sonny Gray, ex-Vanderbilt pitcher, speaking of SEC baseball. Florida head coach Billy Donovan had his spring wrap-up press conference today as the dog days of summer await. Coach Donovan addressed how the team is developing and what improvements he is looking for, as well as the dismissal of big man DeMontre Harris.
Way back on the team, very similar to the way, Scotty had to do it. It was really no different. 2 different situations, maybe discipline-wise, but it was kind of the same situation where he had to earn his way back. And he had every opportunity to do that. He had a whole semester to do that, and just could not do the things that he needed to do.
Coach Donovan went on to say that he does not know what Harris's plans are at this time. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs took place last night in San Antonio. The Thunder came into the game down 1-0 after a 17-point blowout on Monday night. Tim Duncan had a great first game, finishing with 27 thanks to very weak paint defense by the Thunder, and KD led OKC with 28. Similar to the first game, ladies and gentlemen, this game was never close. The Thunder just have no answer for the Spurs' inside game, as shown by that easy inside pass from Splitter to Duncan. We also had a Danny Green sighting. Feels like the first time since he played the Heat last year in the finals. But Green finished with 7 threes on the night for 21 points. For OKC, Westbrook and Durant finished with only 30 points combined on 13 of 40 shooting, and the Spurs went on to absolutely crush the Thunder, 112-77. Game 3 will be in Oklahoma City on Sunday. Some kind of World Cup breaking news here. Landon Donovan actually left off the 23-man roster.
He's the face of U.S. soccer. I'm surprised, and it's a shame that he couldn't make the team.
Should be really weird and kind of interesting to see how they play without him, and not seeing Landon Donovan in there with some red, white, and blue on the pitch.
More news after the break. Stay with us.